concerned and cared about what it would take to help kids all around our community learn to choose to eat food that was actually good for them. This was a problem that my students identified. And so what my students did about 4 years ago, as they started thinking about these issues, we began an urban farm at our school through a partnership with our friends at Sunshine Growers, who helped get us started. And we began to use this design thinking process to begin to ask these very important questions. And we found something amazing in our prototyping. We found that when kids actually plant and harvest their own food, and when it is excellently prepared, they will choose to eat it at levels that are statistically significant. And so that was what we knew to be true. And we also were very interested in this concept of what it means to be near a USDA food desert, like this neighborhood is, where low-income folks who may not have access to transportation live more than a mile away from a grocery store that offers fresh produce. And so we knew that those things were important, but we didn't have a way to connect. The opportunity came through this project.
This particular area that we're sitting in had some playground equipment and a little shed out here. So as we started to figure out how to redevelop the spaces, we knew that we couldn't do it with just one user. We have House 820, which is an event space. And the other half of that warehouse, we have an artist gallery. We have repurposed studio that take repurposed furniture and different metals and materials and make it into art and sellable goods to the farmers market. And we also took the apartments. There are 12 apartments back here that were transitional housing as part of the Salvation Army's program, and we made those the market loft. And so we tried to take every little piece of the site and figure out a way to reuse it.
It is my distinct honor to stand before you this evening and tell you about a remarkable man, Everette Taylor. Everette worked as an accountant at the Department of Citrus, but it was clearly evident that his true love was gardening. And as we got to know each other, I would kid him about being an accountant with a farmer's heart. And here was his idea. He wanted to build community or urban gardens and use them as the medium to introduce children to gardening, and then linking those kids to seniors through these gardens. He suggested giving elementary school classes tomato seedlings, and when the plants were ready, transplanting them to urban gardens for seniors. And his goal was to bond the kids with the seniors and tending to those gardens. We lost Everette suddenly and unexpectedly. And then one day I received a briefing from Nicole Travis about this extraordinary project on Massachusetts Avenue, which included, of all things, an urban garden. It struck me immediately that we should name it after Everette, and unfortunately Nicole and the CRA agreed. But it gets better. I was then introduced to this extraordinary lady, Jennifer Kennedy, and the wonderful Rise Institute program at Lakeland Christian School. And this was exactly the model Everette Taylor dreamed of. For you see, Everette Taylor's vision was bigger than the seedlings and plants you see in the garden. Everett's dream was about unity, about crossing generational lines, where youngsters can learn about gardening, but also be taught and mentored by seniors. He loved gardening, but Everette loved his community even more.
These are the people that have been influential in my own life. Obviously, my dad had a story to tell with each and every one of them. They are the things that kind of bonded me and made me the man that I am today. And I'm hoping that with this effort that has been put forth with all these individual organizations, these wonderful people that have come together to kind of create this, that we can not only take this moment to do some good for this community, but also take the rest of our lives to do something greater for this world.
May I?